NSC Fan TV. I'm here with Claudio. Claudio, I am so happy to see you again. Hey, I missed you.
Oh, thank you so much. I missed you too.
I know.
I wanted to have you last night. Remember?
Oh, I know.
But
Thank
then
you
again,
for that invitation.
happy birthday to your wife.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Hey,
the
it's
birthday.
Susan's birthday. Hey,
Hey,
swing
happy
around and say
birthday.
hi to Susan. Swing around. Show Susan. Where'd she go? All right, she didn't go. She's hiding. That's okay. So, happy birthday to Susan.
Sure.
I'm sorry that I missed the interviews last night, but what'd you see tonight that made the difference for us?
Well, I mean, I guess 2-0 kind of says a lot, because you might have expected the team to have more trouble trying to get to score, but I mean, really, unless I saw a different game than anybody else, Nashville was the team tonight. They were superior. They handled the ball well. They were fast in the breakaway. The transition, it was great, especially on the sides with Fafa and Schaffelberg, who got great game tonight. I mean, and then one of the things that really calls my attention, and among all the ones I mentioned, is Aníbal Godoy, and the way he comes in after such a long season, such a many games missed last season, and he comes in great. He does a great job. He manages the team. He pretty much quarterbacks the whole thing around, didn't he?
So that I agree completely. I think that Godoy, after a long season of niggling injuries, comes back and takes charge of this team, and on top of it, pulls out a really gritty last 15 minutes with that shoulder injury.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're trying to find out how he's doing, but he probably will get better quickly because he's ready to go. You could tell him, and and then on the other hand, you see how many times really us and the fans and everyone else think Nashville is going to get a great game with Henny out. He was out. And then he came in and responded the way he does all the time, but still the team looked really good without him. Nothing wrong against that. Actually, it's good because one of the things that we've talked about and we discussed it last night in our podcast is that perhaps one of the main worries about the team is the fact, Scott, that we might not have in the bench the depth that all the teams do. But then tonight, they really showed that we do.
This was a worry that had been voiced a number of times on this channel last season, that without Hani Mukhtar, Nashville might be a wooden spoon team. And tonight, we answered that worry. We showed that we can stand toe-to-toe with a good team, with a good MLS team, get up on them, and then we add Hani.
For sure. He was like the tip, the tip that we needed at the end, and then obviously that play that he did, carrying the ball for what 30, I don't know, 30 feet, and then the pass he does to Jacob. I mean, that's just awesome, right? That is one of the greatest plays probably that we'll see this weekend. And then the other thing you can mention, the first goal. I mean, those guys were hungry. I mean, the way that usually it doesn't nothing to do. Zimmerman going for that ball right there, but you can see but Godoy was not going to be denied either. I mean,
Godoy was going to be if that ball bounced out, Godoy was on it.
He was on it. He was going to go inside with the ball in his pocket. I don't know where, but he was going to be there for sure. So I mean, that hunger, that kind of, it tells you that this team is looking for something, and hopefully this is the year where not only the team goes further into the playoffs, but also have a shot to something big that we've been waiting for a long time right now.
So last question, and I really appreciate the time that you spent with us. But you just got to interview the rest of the team tonight, right? So what were some of the takeaways that were from the locker room or from the conference afterwards?
Well, I mean, one of the things that we have Fafa there, and he was very pleased. He says that one of the questions was how does he feel, or how different it is being that he been in other teams, about what's about Nashville, about this team that has called his attention in a way. He said, well, believe it or not, the locker room. Our locker room is something that I never, I've been in good ones, but this is the best one I've been at. So that really tells you something right there.
Yeah,
there's chemistry. There's chemistry even with the new players. They're hugged and they're welcomed in such a way that makes the team have these performances. And on the other hand, we had Schaffelberg, which is a great interview, by the way, because he's funny. He gets nervous and stuff. One of our favorites, I told him, he was just happy that he had that kind of performance. We even asked him what was different between that first goal that he scored last season in his debut, and he told us that he never scored a goal before in front of his girlfriend at the time. I thought and I asked the question.
So adorable.
Yeah, and I asked the question this time, and I said, "Well, how different it is? Was she watching you there? I didn't even know he was married already. Somebody shouted on the back, fiance, and he said, "No, I'm already married." Oh yeah, congratulations. Then was your wife watching you? I said, "Yeah, he's always behind me, and he was watching. And I'm so happy." So then, those
Watching these guys grow up too.
for sure.
Right. I mean, these are men already, but these are men becoming men. That's excellent.
That's excellent, and when you look at the rest of the league and you see all those ribbon names of big stars, and then you look at Nashville and say, well, I mean, guys like this, who was Schaffelberg a year ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but again, who is perhaps Fafa Picois has the name and we know about him,
Yeah.
but they're kind of like this place so much and the team that they just think they're starting again all over, which is great. Look at Anibal again.
That's Nashville. That's Nashville.
Isn't that Anibal?
That's Nashville.
Anytime he comes in,
Anibal's starting his career over here. Yeah,
all the time, every time he comes in.
Excellent. He is so excellent.
So I think it has a lot to say in the way Gary manages the team, the atmosphere in between the players in the locker room and the practices, and the same competition. Healthy competition. They know that they have a shot if they do it. And I was said last night also that one of the things that that was really good to see. I don't know if it was not last year, but 2 years ago, a year before, was remember that anytime Gary went to the bench to bring somebody in, those guys came hungry, and the team didn't show any different. Well, this is a year where we need to do that again. Tonight, we started with the right foot.
Agreed. Claudio, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
NSC Fan TV with Claudio.
My pleasure.